Nikola Jokic has quietly established himself as one of the greatest players of his era, and one of the most decorated players of all time. His ability to manipulate the defense with deft passes and quick reads makes him one of the greatest passers in the history of the sport, but his all-around impact on the game is what makes him so special. He impacts the game with the ball, without the ball, while on defense, while rebounding, and even while screening. He is the most unique center in the history of the NBA. Don't just take it from me. Hear from NBA legends from today and generations past about what makes the Joker such a special hooper. Kevin Garnett is widely regarded as one of the most ferocious competitors and relentless trash talkers in the history of the NBA, but that didn't stop him from heaping praise on Nikola. When asked about the Joker, KG emphasized the historic nature of Nikola's achievements and compared him to one of the greatest centers to ever play the game, Wilt Chamberlain. Garnett, who spent his 21-year career playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Boston Celtics, and the Brooklyn Nets, has seen a lot in his day, and for a player of his caliber and competitor of his ilk to praise Nikola to this extent just shows how special the Joker really is.
What Joker's doing in our league, not even athletic, he jumps probably this high, right? What he's doing in our league is just, he's ripping the records apart. I think, Pete, they showed a stat where he's had a triple-double on every team in the league.
Damn. For real? That's cold. That's cold.
Bro, right now, Joker's more dominant than Wilt Chamberlain right now, Lord.
Damn.
They got some taking him over Shaq. They got motherfuckers taking Joker over Wilt or Shaq.
Scottie Pippen is best known for being Michael Jordan's sidekick during the 80s and 90s while playing for the Chicago Bulls. He's also one of the best perimeter defenders in history, a guy who always played the game the right way and a consummate winner. He knew his role, prioritized winning, and never passed up an opportunity to talk trash after a big play. In his post-playing career, he has become a candid critic of the current crop of talent in the league, often restraining from being overly effusive. With Nikola, though, Pippen couldn't help himself. He believes that Joker is the best player of his era, at a time when there is more talent in the league than ever before. And that says a lot, especially from a guy who played with a player as great as MJ.
That guy is the best player in basketball. He the best player. Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't nothing you can do.
Tracy McGrady was known for being one of the most special, most gifted scorers in the history of the NBA over the course of his career in Toronto, Orlando, and Houston. But T-Mac was mostly known for doing it by himself. In his heyday, he was known for what he could do with the ball in his hands, rather than while playing off the ball. Still, his style of play doesn't keep him from recognizing just how much joy and basketball IQ Nikola plays with. T-Mac says if he could play with one guy in today's day and age, it would be the Joker. For a scorer as dominant as McGrady was, this is incredibly high praise for Nikola. And it goes to show that Joker is one of the easiest guys in the league's history to play with. The way he passes just makes it easy for other guys.
Let me tell y'all something. This dude is so good, man. Straight up. I haven't seen anything like him. The way he passes. You got a 7'7" center bringing up the ball, initiating the offense. Everything goes through him.
And he passes people open, like Aaron Rodgers style.
It is amazing. The passes that he makes from one side of the court to the other, on time and on target, the bounce passes in between defenses. You can't guard him on the post because he's too big. He can't jump over a dollar bill. He rebounds. He is amazing. If there was one guy I would want to play with.
I was going to say, if you got to play with someone like him,
I would love to play with. He's a problem.
I mean,
he's a problem. He's like Jason Kidd as a point guard.
Right.
Those guys don't have to score to affect the game.
Not unlike Scottie Pippen, James Worthy is known for his decorated career as one of the league's greatest ever role players. Following a successful college career at the University of North Carolina, where he teamed up with Michael Jordan and won the 1982 national championship, Worthy was drafted first overall by the Los Angeles Lakers. While playing for the Showtime Lakers, Worthy developed a reputation for being one of the most clutch players in the league, earning the nickname Big Game James. Like many of the other greats who have praised Nikola, Worthy has played with a number of the league's best players, including Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson. Having seen greatness up close, Big Game James is uniquely qualified to assess how special Nikola is, and he's not afraid to compare the Joker to two of his old Lakers teammates.
To me, he's Magic and Kareem on the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
He's a guard, he makes great decisions, hell of a passer, and then when he wants to be Kareem, he goes down and dominates. So he's a special player that does a lot of things, and your antennas have to be up.
Much like James Worthy, Jerry West is one of the early NBA greats. Having played for the Los Angeles Lakers and helping to build the Lakers into perennial contenders, West knows what winning takes. The logo references Nikola's insane basketball IQ, and his instinct is what makes the Joker so special. And in an era where insane athleticism dominates the league, it's hard not to agree with West. Nikola doesn't jump out of the gym, he doesn't explode it to the rim. He just reads the game well and makes the right decision nearly every single time. It's that ability that makes him so hard to guard and makes him so impactful on both ends.
Jokic is a joke, okay? He's a joke. You watch him play.
Different.
And you look at him, and everyone's talking about, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how good he really is.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an incredible instinct to play the game. But I watch him being interviewed and stuff. This guy's got the right stuff.
Chauncey Billups is an NBA champion with the 2004 Detroit Pistons and was one of the more clutch players in recent memory. Currently, he's the head coach for the Portland Trail Blazers. He has competed against some of the best players in the NBA, and he now coaches against the new era of stars. Between his playing career and his coaching experience, Billups has seen it all. He has witnessed different styles of play, he has had to design defenses to stop the league's best players, and he recognizes greatness when he sees it. And he sees it in Nikola, especially in regards to one particular skill, his court vision and passing. Even more notably, as a former point guard, Billups recognizes that Nikola isn't just a great passer for a big man.
He's the best passer I've ever seen, excluding no position. He's the best I've ever seen in passing.
LeBron James is undeniably the best player of his generation. Even more notably, he is widely considered to be one of the two greatest players in NBA history. Having been in the league since 2003, he has played against many of the league's greatest players. He has won 4 titles, 4 MVPs, and he looks poised to be around the league for decades to come as a front office executive. In the latter stages of his career while playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron has battled a ton against Nikola. With this experience, LeBron doesn't mince words when it comes to praising the Joker. He is also not afraid to talk about Nikola's legacy or where he falls in the league's historical ranking. Like many of the other NBA legends who praise Nikola, LeBron mentions 2 key qualities he sees in Nikola: his passing and his teamwork.
One of the best players ever played this game. It's that simple. He does everything. He does everything. The most important thing, he changes the way his teammates think about their own play. When you're able to inspire your teammates to play at a level that sometimes they don't even feel like they can play at, that's a true testament of a great one.
Larry Bird played 13 years in the NBA, all for the Boston Celtics. While playing for the Celtics, Larry Legend won 3 titles and 3 MVP awards. Much like Nikola, Bird was regarded as unathletic and praised for his basketball IQ and toughness that allowed him to compete with and thrive against more athletic opponents. His ability to get to his spots, read the defense, and hit tough shots were what allowed Larry Legend to stick in the NBA. Because he was limited athletically, Bird played with a huge chip on his shoulder and never gave an inch to opponents. That also made him one of the toughest competitors the league had ever seen, and Bird sees much of himself when he watches Nikola play. Larry Bird is also not scared to compare him to some of the greatest players in the history of the game. In particular, Bird calls Nikola one of the greatest centers to ever play in the NBA. This is high praise coming from Larry Legend, which speaks to how special the Joker is and what older players recognize in him.
I would love to play against him. He's good.
He's good, right?
He's good. There's so many great centers over the history of our game. Man, is he good. I just hope he stays healthy and able to continue to do what he does because he is fun to watch. Probably more so than anybody in the league. It used to be that
when Golden State was healthy, they were really fun to watch. Now I've switched over to Denver. He makes that whole thing go. And wouldn't he be fun to play with?
Perhaps no center has been more dominant in recent memory than Big Diesel. Shaq was nicknamed the Big Diesel for his ability to destroy defenders in the low post, breaking multiple backboards in the process, and winning 4 NBA championships throughout his decorated career. With a highlight tape full of almost unbelievable dominance against some of the best post defenders in league history, Shaq knows what it means to take over a game and play big. Since his playing career ended, Shaq has become an ambassador for big men in basketball, and he is unafraid to speak about how much joy it brings him to watch Nikola play basketball as a center. Even though Nikola is stylistically a very different type of player than Shaq was, Shaq loves watching the Joker play basketball and loves that a center has been recognized as the best basketball player in the world.
I'm actually happy that a big man is now named the best player in the league. Listen, he plays with poise, plays with confidence, and he plays the right way. Us 3 Hall of Famers, we can appreciate that. You know, we see a lot of guys that have a lot of talent, don't utilize their talent. This guy right here just goes out and he just outworks everybody, and it's a joy to watch.
JJ Redick has become one of the most influential members of basketball media as a commentator on ESPN, an occasional guest on First Take, Get Up, and SportsCenter, and a host of multiple podcasts about the NBA. Since his retirement from the NBA, JJ has become an unabashed ambassador for the NBA and the current era of basketball. Having played for 15 years across his NBA career, he's played with and against a whole lot of greatness. He understands the game's nuances, and he is not afraid to back up a bold take with stats and in-game context. Even though JJ was a perimeter player, Nikola is one of his favorite players to watch. He recognizes the impact that Nikola has on the game, and he has led the charge on calling Jokic the best player in the modern era of the NBA. For one of the most vocal and well-informed commentators to say this about Nikola goes to show how much respect he's earned and what makes him so special.
First player ever with 30-point triple-doubles and 70% shooting in consecutive games in NBA history. No one on the planet is a better basketball player than Nikola Jokic right now.
Much like JJ, Kendrick Perkins has become known for being an outspoken NBA commentator since he retired from his playing days. Mostly known for the hot takes he brings to ESPN's morning talk shows, Perkins, a member of the 2008 NBA champion Boston Celtics, is effusive when talking about Nikola. Even though there was a time when he did not speak so highly of the Joker, he now does, both with regards to today's day and age and with regards to the history of the NBA. Perk even goes so far as to call him one of the most skilled player to ever play the center position. When you think about the history of the league and some of the guys who have played the position, this is high praise. Even in today's era, centers are more skilled than ever. With guys like Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and Domantas Sabonis also in the league, Nikola stands out above those guys. Even more so, Perk says he has a claim to be the most skilled center ever. He compares him to Hakeem, which puts him above legends like Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, and Ralph Sampson.
I mean, I said it once and I'm going to say it again. With all due respect to Hakeem Olajuwon, my idol growing up, you know, Clutch City, you know, and everything and more. Shanae, you know about this.
Let's go.
He's the most skilled center to ever play the game of basketball. When you don't have that stupid or athleticism like, you know, the rest of the centers, when you have, like, you have to rely on skill set and IQ. Like, it's solely based off of him just outsmarting people in his skills.
Embiid is widely considered to be the second best center in the NBA behind Nikola. The two-star centers have clashed for spots on the first-team All-NBA, as well as competing for the league's Most Valuable Player award for 4 consecutive years. However, Embiid isn't afraid to be candid and defer to Nikola, calling him the best player in the NBA. For Nikola's biggest positional rival and another top-5 player in the league to say this about him just goes to show that what Nikola is doing is not normal. There is nobody in the league who is playing at quite the same level as number 15.
No, I just thought him as the best player in the league. Like I told you earlier, he won a championship. That's the best team in the league, and he's the Finals MVP. So I was just telling him, keep going, see you in 2 weeks, and keep doing your thing, and that's why you're the best in the league.
Kevin Durant has been one of the league's best players since coming into the league in 2007. A dynamic wing who has been described as a unicorn, thanks to his uncanny ability to shoot and handle the ball as a 7-footer, Durant is especially qualified to speak on Nikola's accomplishments. After losing in a playoff series to Nikola and the Nuggets, he did just that, saying how special he thinks the Joker is and where he believes he'll be regarded at the end of his career. For KD, someone who is vocal about his love for the sport and his appreciation for the game's history, this says a lot about Nikola. Durant does not give this praise lightly, and we should take him at his word when he says this about the Joker.
Nah, I always had respect. I always knew how great he was. Always watching these guys, you know what I'm saying? All the great players in the league. Not surprised that these guys are good, you know, especially somebody like Jokic. I've been watching him, playing against him for a minute now, since he hit his peak as a player. So, no, I wouldn't say I learned anything new. Great team, deep team, multiple guys that play well together, great continuity. Been together for, 6 years? That's a good advantage to have. You know, when you know your coach, you know the players on the team, you got a system in place for that long. So, no, I wasn't surprised at all. Jokic is an all-time great. I'm going to go down as one of the all-time great centers to ever touch a basketball. So he went out there and did what he's supposed to do.
Antetokounmpo held the title of best player in the world, right before Nikola took it from him after winning his first title. The Greek Freak, yet another decorated NBA superstar who has made a huge impact in the NBA after coming over from Europe, credits Nikola for being a dominant, impactful player who plays the game the right way. The Greek Freak also shouts out Nikola for being an incredible teammate, something that shines through when you watch the Nuggets play. The team plays with a high level of connectedness that starts with Nikola and permeates to the rest of the team. They clearly love playing together, and that's a big testament to their star player. Because of the Joker, they play with a really fun energy and style.
He's out there to win, great energy. And yeah, man, he just plays the game the right way. He's such a smart guy, great guy, and he plays for his teammates, and his teammates play for him. You know, so yeah, I haven't noticed, you know, throughout his career what he's done against us, but man, he had that unbelievable game tonight, and man, he's a good player.
Lillard is one of the league's more unlikely success stories. Coming from the mid-major level in college after a career at Weber State, Lillard thrived in the NBA as an undersized guard for the Portland Trail Blazers before being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. He's also been one of the clutchest players in the whole league since he was drafted.
Joker might be the best player in the league, my boy. He might be the best player in the league. He one of them players that get like an organic triple-double. Joker played the game the same everywhere, every game. He'll score 45, he'll get 25 rebounds. Sometimes he might have 18 assists. And then he might do all of it in the same game. Smart as hell. He can shoot. He pass. He play team ball. He care about winning. He humble. He stay true. You know what I mean? I like how Joker do his thing.
The praise for Nikola spans eras, from decorated champions of the 80s and 90s to players and coaches from today's game. Players and coaches who have competed against him recognize how special he is and how difficult he is to play against, while legends of the past easily spot his impact on the game and how impressive his basketball IQ is. When it's all said and done, he will likely go down as one of the best players in the history of the NBA when his career is over. There has never been a player like Nikola, and there may never be another one in the future. Let's all appreciate how fortunate we are to watch him play basketball. After all, the legends already do.